I don't know, maybe, I don't know, like when you have a plan. Like I didn't always have a plan in there. I just kind of went in and fought. So once I really worked on how I tactically approach fights, the jab became a big weapon. Because what just happened?
Chris just.
Weidman just what?
Weidman's ankle just completely went out.
No, oh, God damn it.
He just got sobered.
Oh, no. How'd he do it?
It looks like he just slipped.
The Anderson thing where Anderson
Fucking way.
Oh,
man.
I know you're right. That thing snapped like when he fought Silva.
It literally looked exactly like the same as the Anderson.
Fuck, man.
I thought it was the ankle.
I mean, the whole thing was...
Fuck. Did some of my training camp with Weidman. I mean, I said this during the week. I don't know how Chris Weidman's ever lost a fight after training with him. He's the best guy I've ever trained with. And just can't catch a break. Sucks. Sorry. Well, anyways, to finish my answer. Being more tactical, I had to bring in the jab because it just sets everything else. The rest of that entire fight was set up by the jab.
Congratulations, Anthony.
Thanks, man.
Anthony, it's hard to not ask about this because we just had your opponent almost had an injury. Now we're seeing another injury.
Yeah.
As much fun as it is to watch these great KOs and stuff, is this a reminder of the seriousness of what you guys all go out there and do when you put it on the line?
Yeah, man. Chris Weidman, maybe he's, in the past he's even admitted that he hasn't always put the work in. He cut some corners, especially when he was champion. He just, you start thinking you're so good, you work as hard as everyone else. The thing that sucks is, on top of injuries and Chris isn't the youngest guy in the world, so depending on how bad it is, who knows what happens. But he really put the work in this time. So just imagine being Chris Weidman. You spend weeks and weeks and weeks training for this. You leave your family. You just all the sacrifice, the pain, the sleepless nights and the early mornings to go in and like your body just not hold up. Like I haven't seen it yet, and I'm not sure I want to, but by the reaction of the crowd is pretty disgusting. So for just a bone to break and then you don't get a shot, like that sucks, man. Like, just think about this. It's gonna suck and he's gonna probably have to have surgery, right? But he's gonna feel that the rest of his life. Like, just hear those cheers. That's crazy to me. I don't know why the fuck we do this sometimes, to be honest with you. It's crazy.
And something I did want to bring back up, you were talking about the leg kicks. Talk a little bit more. It felt like they really were key for you. Is that something that maybe just didn't, up to this point, you maybe didn't utilize them as good because you have so many tools to choose from? Are they becoming more of a bigger part of your game plan?
I really started paying attention to the leg kicks. I've always had really, really heavy leg kicks. I think there's some parts of my game haven't always been as developed, so they don't really work their way in. But if you just take just my leg kick, I think I got some of the best leg kicks in the game. It's just really developing everything around it so that I can land those kicks. And I keep saying it all the time, even at 32 years old, 51 fights in 15 years, I feel like I'm just now getting good. Like I feel like I'm just now learning how to fight. Like I'm following a game plan. I'm really tuned in to Mark and Danny and Scott. I don't know, I just feel like I'm finally getting good. I think I've just kind of gritted my way up to this point, but I really feel like I'm getting good now.
And now does it feel like, now you got these tough prospects like Jimmy Crute coming up. Have you kind of, even though you are still aiming for the title and all this stuff, have you kind of felt like you've settled into this role as sort of like the gatekeeper? I know in time some people are like, oh, don't give me that title because that's just a guy that's not going to the top. But now you are getting saddled with all these up-and-coming prospects. Is there some pride in there knowing that you are the guy that a lot of these cats have been watching for so long, but then they get to come in and test their skills against you, and you keep showing new wrinkles?
Yeah, the pride comes in what I do to those guys when that time comes. And if you really want me to break it down and get really basic with you guys, I made, with bonuses and stuff, I made more money to beat up than I did to fight John Jones. So it's like, if you want to keep feeding me these guys for the same money, the paychecks are the same, whether it's Dominic Reyes or Jimmy Crute. That's why I don't really give a shit. I'm not turning down fights. I'm just as motivated. I get just as prepared. But there is part of me that just feels good kind of knocking these guys back down another level because I don't want them to be successful. It's just, it's really proven stuff to myself. Like, I can't wait to get back and be able to sit down on my Instagram and then start sending all these screenshots back to all the people talking shit. I'm petty, man. I really get a kick out of that.
And lastly, looking at the rest of 2021, what sort of goals are you going to set for yourself?
I just want to win out. You know, I just want to win out. I think this time next year, I'd like to be the #1 contender again. I'm sure that the title is going to be contended a couple times. You know, after Glover and Jan, there'll probably be another one. And after that, I'd like to be the #1 contender.
Congrats. On behalf of MMA Junkie, we suck at picks.
Thanks, man. I appreciate you guys.
Anthony over here, right here on your
There we
left.
go.
I want to go back to the leg kicks a little bit. I watched your breakdown of the Poirier-McGregor fight, and you said something interesting. You said, you know, the thing about those calf kicks is that there's not really just an obvious answer how to defend them easily. I want to know, it's been a few months since then. Have you guys worked on that in the gym? Obviously, they were effective for you offensively, but I'm wondering a little bit about the defense, too.
Yeah, there isn't. There's not an obvious answer. Like if you're a guy that's susceptible to calf kicks, some guys are just harder to calf kick than others, depending on the angle of their foot, whether it's out, in, or straight ahead, how far apart their legs are in their stance, how heavy they are on their lead leg. There's like a lot of different things. I just happen to be one of those guys that's really susceptible to calf kicks. So there's not like just you know, if someone throws a head kick, you block the head kick and frame on the leg. There isn't one of the for calf kicks. So you have to adjust your movement. You have to adjust the way that you kind of approach the game and the way that you move in and move out of range. I did a better job on my way in of kind of dealing with the kicks because he threw a couple and I was on my way in and I was able to avoid those kicks. I checked one and I think I just got out of the way of the other. He was catching me with kicks on my way out. So obviously that's a wrinkle that we're going to have to fix because it was kicking me on my way out. So it's a process, man. Like we figured out one part of it and now we realize we got to work a little harder on something else.
Thank you. Congrats.
Thank you. I appreciate it, man. Perfect. Seriously, guys, thank you so much. I appreciate you guys.